I just realized that I missed this part here, and yeah, I didn't see this for some reason. I went straight to this, and I also decided that I'm going to try to do this one here for 1 hour, around one hour, and if I can't make it, then I'm just gonna watch a video of someone that has already done it and try to do it with their help. So I'm gonna try to do this one, and I don't understand exactly what they want me to do here because as it says when the budget object is printed, it should display. So when the object is printed, it should display this, but I'm not sure if that's what they mean when they say print object. So I'm gonna see what happens when they print main category object at. So I guess I'm gonna search this. Search here. How can I search for this? When the budget object is printed, it should display. The amount should be aligned. Change to decimal. I'm also not sure where I'm supposed to do this. If it says this before it talks about the grade span chart. So I'm assuming it's somewhere inside the function that I have to do this. Maybe I should have a print function inside. Maybe I should do it the other way around because I'm not really sure what they mean. I think I'm gonna try to do this one then. Then I check for the solution on this one. Let me see something. See if I can put some music while I think. Oh, maybe it's because it's multi-line. It's giving me this error. The only issue with this is that it sucks to do it like this. to visualize it. Maybe now it works. Mashable type. I would have to. I have to change this to a variable. Multiplies then by b. It actually has to be equal to the size of the width. No, it's not equal to the size of this. It's equal to the size of the length. And it is a little bit to the right as well. I'm thinking whether or not I can do them separately and then concatenate them, but I don't think that's gonna work. Well, unless I do a new line, then maybe it works. I think I'm gonna open this up on the other monitor. There's something else I was
Hello.
thinking about. I think it's string. I was watching some videos about string formatting, but still not really sure how to use it. think was zfill, Python, r left, r something like this. Zfill and center.
Friends, here I will be talking about zfill and center methods of Python strings. First, let me go with syntax for these two methods. So here, zfill pads a string on the left with zeros based on given width. And this is a simple syntax for that. Simply your string, then zfill width. And here, that width is always an integer. Now let me explain with an example so that it is clear. Suppose I'm taking my string as Python, and now let me print our string. And once again, I'm printing our string, but now this time I'm applying our zeros fill method. And I'm giving width as, let's say, 30. You can provide any width here. Observe the output. See, it is printing your given string in the width of 30, but our string consists of 6 characters only. That's why remaining characters are padding with 0, that too on left side. That's it. Then next one is center method. So simply it is used to center align the string based on given width. Now let me take same string. Now I am printing our string by taking center method. Suppose I am giving width as 30. Now in the width of 30 in the output, it is going to print your string in the middle of that, center for that. See the result? Yes. Suppose this is 30 width, in that it is going to print your string center by taking center. Now, while doing that, you can also pass optionally some fill character. That means the remaining spaces, right? These spaces you can fill with some random character. See, suppose I'm taking, let's say, star. You can take any character. See the result? Not only star,
Oh,
suppose I'm
that's
taking,
what it
let's
is.
say, underscore. You can take anything. That's it. Okay. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching this video.
So that's how you do the other one. This. Not sure if it backticks works for Python for writing multi-line strings. Yeah, I don't think it does. You can also create a function instead of the doing like this, just so it's better to see. I think I'm gonna separate this portion from the other one, but then it might be hard to align this. So let me think about it. I'm reading this stuff here, but it has these methods here, but I'm not sure how to implement them. I vaguely remember from the previous challenge, but so it's gonna start from 0 and then to 100 by 10. So 10 lines. I can make the line equals 10. Question is, how do I generate? I should start from 100, 100 as well. So 100 minus line slash n. Seems to be wrong doing this. I'm not sure why. Maybe I should be like this. Doesn't work. So the slash n is the problem. Do like this. The issue is I want to make this. Oops. I want to make this times 10. Yeah, but it doesn't work. I want to create the same pattern for each line so I don't have to repeat. But then I'll have to think about the dots as well. The O's as well.
In this video, I'm going to be going through string formatting in Python. All the code for this Jupyter notebook is on GitHub, and the link to that is in the description below. So why do we even care about formatting string output in Python? Every program you write in Python is going to produce some kind of output, and without being able to control how that output looks, your end user isn't going to be able to actually consume that output, and the output is basically going to become worthless. So let's do a quick example. We're going to go back to the store. We have our loyalty program. We're storing all the information for the customers to qualify for the loyalty program, and your program works fine. Your manager wants to double check your work. And the way he wants to double check your work is he wants you to give him a list of every customer name and their associated phone number that's in the loyalty program. And he wants you to give it to him in a very specific format. The customer's name is John Doe, and their phone number is the associated phone number. If you know string formatting, it becomes a very easy task. If you don't, it becomes very daunting. So for this video, I'm going to be going through simple print statements. We've used these a lot in past videos. I'm going to touch on them more here. Percent arguments you can use inside of strings. This is actually an old methodology. The new and improved methodology of dot format for strings, both with no parameters and with parameters. Number formatting in Python. And finally, the most advanced concept for string printing as of today, f-strings. First thing, let's go through our print statements. The way you want to cell, shift enter. We have our print statement here, keyword, all lowercase, parentheses. Then inside the parentheses, we have our value we want to print. Here, the string a. And we see that here. Python 3 does not allow no parentheses surrounding the value. It's actually giving you an error. This is allowed in Python 2, but as of 2020, Python 2 is deprecated, so you don't want to use this in your code. Here's just a reminder of how we did in previous programs. We usually assign a value to a variable name, and then we just print out that value here. And we see these three values here. Next thing I'm going to go through is the percent argument for strings. Now, this is an old methodology that you shouldn't be using in your programs. But the thing with old methodologies in any programming languages is that you learn these methodologies so you can read other people's code that they wrote in the past. Because in most jobs and real world situations, you're not going to be writing code from scratch. You're going to be building on top of code that was already written in the past. You have to be able to understand past code to be able to build on top of it. So the first example, do this, shift enter. We have a string variable, John Doe, and we have a floating point variable, 10,000.123. What we're doing here is we're printing, we have our parentheses, we have our value, customer name is %s, and he spent %d. After the string, we have a percent, and we have our two arguments. %s corresponds to name, and %d corresponds to amount, and we see that here. You'll notice that 10,000, it was 10,000.123 for the actual value of amount, but we only see the 10,000 here, because %d is an integer, and it abbreviates the decimal place values. If we want to see the 0.123, all we have to do is substitute %f for %d. Shift enter, and we see them now. Now, a few things that you can't do with the percent sign. Shift enter. You can't pass two arguments on the left, two positional arguments that you want to be filled, and only one value actually passed to fill. Say not enough arguments. They have to match. Same thing if you only have one argument positional on the left, but you pass in two arguments. The amount on the left must match the amount on the right. Another thing is that if you have %f corresponding to floating point, but you pass in a string variable, you will get an error. We saw above that we can float. We can substitute floating point values for decimals. And you can likewise do the same with decimals for floating points. You can't substitute numbers for strings or vice versa. The percent operator is going to be very unforgiving for you. You have to match the number of arguments on the left and the right, and you can't pass in strings for numbers or vice versa. See everything work in action. Here we go. Next thing I'm going to go through is the dot format function. This is the new improved operator that you should be using in all of your programs. Let's go through the first version of the dot format function with no parameters. Shift enter, run the cell. We have our same variables, the string variable name and the amount variable 10,000.123. I'm doing print name is, instead of %s and %d like we had before, we're doing curly braces. It should look familiar because this is what we use for dictionaries in Python. So name is curly braces, and they spent curly braces dot format. Remember what we said about dot following a variable, here being a string, and then a function name? This means this function dot format is specific just to strings in Python. So we're calling the dot format on the string variable, and we're passing a name and amount. Name corresponds to the first one, amount corresponds to the second one. And we see that here. Name is John Doe, and they spent 10,000.123. You notice we don't specify this is a string, this is a decimal. It's not required with this dot format function. Let's do the same thing, except now we're passing the name variable twice, and we have three positional arguments. And we fill them all, no problem. Now let's see what happens when we pass more arguments than we have positional arguments for. No error. It just fills the first two and ignores the third. You'll remember for the percent formatting that we used previously, this did give us an error. But now what happens if we have two positional arguments to fill, we only pass in one value. We do get an error, just like we did before when we were using the percent operator. Next, let's go through the dot format function, but using parameters. Shift enter, run the cell. Now, what I mean by using parameters is, instead of just having empty curly braces, we actually put a name here. Here I'm putting customer name for the first one and amount for the second one. So when you call the dot format function, you can actually specify this customer name equals whatever variable name you want. The amount equals amount. They can be the same or they can be different. And what's even more important is the order does not matter. So even though customer name is the first one I specify, amount is the second, I can put amount equals amount first before I specify the customer name. And you see they print the same exact thing. So the order doesn't matter when you're only using keyword arguments. This is actually very powerful. Shift enter to run this one. Now, what we're doing here is we're mixing keyword and non-keyword arguments. We have customer name, we have an empty braces, and we have the keyword argument amount. Now, we notice here I put name2 first. But even though I put name2 first, it doesn't fill the first curly brace. It only fills the first non-keyword argument curly brace. It still puts customer name where it should be, John Doe, puts name2, which is Jessica, right here, and puts amount at the end. Now, what happens if I put a keyword argument before a non-keyword argument in the dot format argument list? I actually get an error. You must put non-positional arguments that aren't keywords before you put the keyword arguments. That's just a rule you have to follow with the dot format function. Next, let's go through number formatting. Shift enter to run the cell. Now, there's two cases that are going to arise. You're going to have an integer and you want to add some decimal places to it, maybe make it consistent with other numbers you already have, or you're going to have a floating point number and you want to shave off some of the numbers to only show a certain number of decimal points. There's an old way to do it with a percent operator. The way you do that is you have percent point, the number of decimal places you want to show, and f corresponding to float, percent, and then your variable, here being number one. So 2 decimal points, we print out 100.00. Works fine. But this is an old method because we're using the percent operator. The dot format is a method you want to use now in all your current programs. The way you do that is you do curly braces, just like you would use normally for the format function.
Doesn't help. I think I'm gonna do this percentage here. Need to make a for loop. Actually, I think I did something wrong here. There's something weird with this indentation here. I think this is correct. That's the problem. Category. What category amount. Yeah, now I think it's correct. I don't think I need this condition because if it doesn't match this one, the percentage is gonna be 0 anyway. I think this gets the percentage of each one. And the problem is that's gonna be minus actually, because it's gonna be negative values. And then here I wanna make percentage. Well, actually, that's not the percentage. That's just gonna be the amount of each one. So I can make a list, append them to the list, then make the average. I'm just gonna see the videos from other people.
Hello, I'm Landon Schlungen, and today we're going to go through the Budget app project for Python, and it's under the Scientific Computing with Python certification for the Python projects. And also, Free Code Camp must have updated their website lately because it looks a lot different, probably for the better. And we just want to go to the Budget app. I already completed it, but I'm going to kind of walk everyone through this, how to do it. So we can just access the full project description and starter code on REPL, so that's what I'm going to do. And it opens up the assignment with the README, where we have to complete a category class in budget.py, and it needs these methods: deposit, withdraw, get balance, transfer, check funds. And then outside of the method, it needs a create spend chart, which will make a spend chart that looks like this. A little annoying because there's a bunch of spaces and stuff in this. But yeah, I was a little bit confused with this at first, so I might as well go through it. So in the main.py, we create a category called food. So that's the food category. And then we can add like a deposit to that category of $1,000, I guess. I don't know what kind of currency it would be, but I'm guessing dollars. And then we buy groceries with it, and we buy food from a restaurant with it, and then we can get its balance. So it'd be 1,000 minus these two would be the balance. And then we can make another category of clothing. So there'd be $50 for clothing, and we withdraw these. Here it would probably throw an error because we don't have $100 to withdraw. Or actually it's saying food debt transfer, so it's transferring $50 to the clothing category, which I guess is kind of like a deposit. But yeah, then we have this other category called auto, where we deposit 1,000 and withdraw 15. And then we can print these out, and it should make something like this. So like for food, if you printed it out, it would look like this. Bought groceries, which was 10.15. We bought food from a restaurant, which was 15.89. And then transferred clothing was 50. And then it gives us our total at the end. And we need to be able to do this for the food and clothing categories just by printing it. So that's where we go into budget.py, and we have to actually make this class. So here's the class category. This create spend chart is actually outside of the class, and I'm just going to return none for now because I don't know why it's yelling at me. Either that or just put it on top of the class. That should work too. There, now it's not barking. Just down here. Yeah, first thing in any class is we need a init function, which will initialize the object kind of. So what we have to do is we have to do def underscore init self. It kind of showed up there. Self, and then we pass in a name of the category as well. And then we say description as well, set to an empty string by default. And what this one will do is it's similar to the deposit method, but so we have our total cash equals 0, and then for each item in the self.ledger, our total cash is going to add up all the amounts of every item and then return it. So that one's pretty easy as well. There might even be a method to make this easier, but I just went with this. Next up, we have this transfer method. The transfer method accepts an amount and another budget category as arguments. So we're going to transfer this amount to this category. So what we have to do is we have to withdraw from one account and transfer it to another, or we have to withdraw from this category and we have to transfer it to a different category. So the category that's passed in as the argument to this function. And then we have to deposit it into that category. And then we also have this string here just to describe what's going on. See, we use the withdraw and the deposit method from before, which will add it to the ledger. Next up, we have the check funds method. And the check funds method is the one that we used up here, where we just check if we have enough funds. Maybe that's why, I don't know. Whatever. Now it's gone. Now let's run it, see what it gives us. Okay, so it ran the tests and it failed 2 of them, but it looks like it actually did the rest of them all right. Now we just have to be able to spit this out as a string, and that's done with a string method that's built into Python. So like this init function is the constructor for this class, for this object. And there's also a built-in like toString method And the signature for that one is just def underscore string underscore self. And then basically here, like if we do print, whatever we return here is what it will print out. So if I just did return, this is the category string, and I ran this, then it will print out this is the category string when we print it out right here. So like print food, print clothing, that's what it's printing out. What we want to print out is something that looks like this. So we have to do some stuff to make it look like that. And I'm pretty sure I may have copied this from somewhere. But yeah, it's just
So it's right on top of the, right below, I should say. I think it's like this. I think I'm gonna go do it on the other monitor for now. It's easier to say.
this right here, where we make a bunch of these stars. And then we have our items and our total. And now when I run it, we get our food and we get the perfect print format for.
I'm also finding it weird that you got 2 failures before this, and I think I got 3 when I ran. So there must be something wrong with my functions. Title, soft name. Don't know why his items is pushed through an empty string. So he did this symbol times 30 here. And I wonder if I can do the center thing. I'm gonna try to change it later. Oh, he's looping through the items then. Don't understand the 023 as well. He did there. Item description is the description of each item. But why 023? It's probably the size of the line. Plus, hope he talks about this.
for this so that it passes that test. And now we only have one failure because we need to make the create spend chart thing, which is this one up here. We still have to do this function. But yeah, not really sure what all this means, but hey, somehow it works. I know what this means. We get the item description. We get the item description and we format it. And we get the item amount and we format that. And then we do a new line. And then at the end we have the total, which is adding up all the amounts of the items and then outputting it at the end as total. So that's how we get that. Next up
Oh,
is
let's look at
create.
the output. I forgot. Let's say.
Spend chart is pretty wild. Like, it's kind of a challenge to format a string in this style and have it be perfectly exact by FreeCodeCamp standards, or at least their tests. So I'm pretty sure I got this from the FreeCodeCamp forum as well, because I didn't I didn't really want to do everything by scratch. So the first thing that they did was they added a
Welcome to the
function
club,
at the
bro.
bottom of this category class. So still within the category class, they put this function called get withdrawals. And basically what this does is it just adds up the amount that we spent in each category, because withdrawing is spending, and yeah, it just gets the withdrawals. So if the item amount is less than 0, that's counted as a withdrawal, since our amount went down.
I missed what you said there.
FreeCodeCamp forum as well, because I didn't I didn't really want to do everything by scratch. So the first thing that they did was they added a function at the bottom of this category class. So still within the category class, they put this function called get withdrawals. And basically what this does is it just adds up the amount that we spent in each category, because withdrawing is spending, and yeah, it just gets the withdrawals. So if the item amount is less than 0, that's counted as a withdrawal, since our amount went down.
So they did it pretty much the same thing I did there. But they did it on the class method. On the class, I should say. Yeah, it kind of makes more sense, but because of the way that was structured, I thought that I needed to do on the create spend chart. So I think I can copy what I did. Just have to change the name of each thing. Again, should but they did plus, not minus. Maybe the way they did the withdrawal method is different than the way that I did.
Or our balance went down, and yeah, it just gets that for that category, and then we make it.
I forgot to return as well.
it with this huge function. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Okay, create spend chart should return a string that is a bar chart like this. Right. We need another function called get totals and also truncate, I think. But these two can go up here. We have this get totals, which will get all of our withdrawals with the get withdrawals method, and then it uses this lambda x function. So think of the map
This is
as
ridiculous, man.
a list.map in JavaScript, and then the lambda x is the variable that it's looping through. So x would be one of the items in the list, and it's in the breakdown list as the second argument. And we truncate x and total so that it has the correct rounding. I'm guessing that's why they do it like this. And then we're able to make this spend chart by doing a bunch of while loops and for loops and adding in spaces everywhere. And yeah, it's pretty much magic how this works. So let's run it, see what it gives us. And look at that. It looks amazing. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, I just basically copy and pasted this. So I don't expect you to come up with this on your own, but I mean, if you want to challenge, you can try and come up with this on your own. It's pretty tough. But yeah, this is this whole thing. Or actually, it still failed. Let's see what it failed. Line 62, none does not equal false. Check funds. Oh, for some reason I got rid of false here. Check funds should return true and return false. Okay, now it should work. Yep, now it ran the 11 tests and they're okay. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, I was a little bit confused at first in this project because it's kind of unclear. Well, I don't know. Like reading this again, it makes it more clear of what to do. Like it should be a class with these methods in it that should do some task in the function or in the class, but it's kind of hard to know that right off the bat. And like we should have a variable called ledger that's a list in it, but we don't like know exactly where to put it. So hopefully this helps out with that we put the ledger in the init function, which is the constructor, and we also have the name of it as well. And then yeah, hopefully I explained this well enough. But yeah, this is the budget app project for Free Code Camp. Once you're done, all you have to do is take this repo link and go to Free Code Camp and then Scientific Computing Projects.
And we want to try to see
this for the food and
this withdraw
clothing
function.
categories just by printing it. So that's where we go
See
into
how it
budget.py and we have to actually make this class. So here's the class category. This create spend chart is actually outside of the class, and I'm just gonna return none for now because I don't know why it's yelling at me. Either that or just put it on top of the class. That should work too. There, now it's not barking. Just down here. Next method is the withdraw method, and it takes in a self, amount, and description as well, set to an empty string by default. And what this one will do is it's similar to the deposit method, but it will be a negative number in the ledger instead of positive. And also if there's not enough funds, then nothing will be added to the ledger. And if it should return true if the withdrawal took place. So here we do self.checkFunds. We don't have that method yet, but we will. It's this one down here. And that will just check that we have the right amount of funds to be able to withdraw from our account. So the next one is get balance. Def get balance, and all this one has is self, and all we have to do is we have to add up all the items.
So we did if self, check funds, self ledger, not append. Oh, did the minus amount. Yeah, that's probably better than the way that I did it. That way you don't have to do absolute later. Or maybe you need to. No, we don't. Because of the stuff I did here. I think I'm gonna do the same way he did it. Minus here. It's probably getting a bunch of them wrong. Yeah, still far failures. I feel like the second part of just this challenge they should do separately. Like do one challenge for for the class first, and then do the strings later. It's just insanely difficult. The last one. So check funds is not working. Check funds, and this seems to be wrong as well. So it's probably this thing here that I don't understand what it is. Yeah, I don't understand what this is and this is. I think I'm gonna watch the other solution from the Faraday Academy woman. Line 65. No, it's the other file. Test check when self assert equal. Check funds method should be true. So it's expecting true, but it's getting false. Put deposit done. Put check funds 20. So I think because it is expecting true, but I'm returning false, and the deposit amount is equal to 10. It's the same of the funds. I think I should make that more than or equal to. And this might solve the thing. Let's see. Yeah, nice. So three more. So one is this one that I think I'm gonna take a long time to look all this up. Because I don't quite understand what the guy did. And apparently he didn't understand either. Here, understand, which is the title. I also think I can replace this for Z fill method.
Hello and welcome back. Today we were going to look at the Python string if parameter is less than the length. As we can see, there is one required parameter, and the parameter
No,
0
it's not
characters padded to
CPO,
the
it's a
left
center.
side of the given string. Okay, so let's look at some examples. In the first example, we have a regular string.
Or it was something like an equal sign or something.
Hello everyone.
Like
So in our previous session, I have discussed these two functions, capitalize and capwords from string. So in this session, I will be discussing these two functions, center, ljust and rjust. So you can see here all of the three functions are similar and they are taking two parameters as input. So let me first show you the example of the center function, how it works. So it takes two parameter, length and the filling character. This length is equal to the total length plus the padding characters, means the total length of the string plus the padding characters. So let me explain you here what is the total length plus padding characters. So suppose I have a string s1 equal to a, b, c, d, and if I'm using center function on this s1 dot center, so here it will take two parameters. The very first parameter is the length parameter and second one is the filling character. So by default filling character is what? By default it is space. Now let me show you the example here. Suppose this my length is string length is 4. 10 unit space will be taken, and as suppose I have same string, the initial one. I'm taking the same string. My name is Khan. Now if I print s1 dot center, so it is taking two parameter. So I'm giving first parameter suppose length 10, and by default a space is taken. So let me execute this one. So you can see here nothing is happening here, means as the length is smaller, you can see here, let me first print the length of the s1. Print length of s1. Now you can see here the length of my string is 15, but I'm here passing the center here length value 10. So by default this now with space which is default, which is asterisk. So total length is 25. Out of 25, my 15 byte.
the issue is that they never do it inside the string. You never do it like inside here. I wonder if there's a way to do it there. Dot center. It's just like this. Yeah, maybe this works. $30 and the symbol. Let me test. I said it only it's only making on the left side. But why is he's doing on both sides? Yeah, I don't know. So the transfer method is also wrong apparently. Expect the transfer method to create a specific ledger item in food object. Let me see how he did it.
In the category and return the balance of it. So we have our total cash equals 0, and then for each item in the self.ledger, our total cash is going to add up all the amounts of every item and then return it. So that one's pretty easy as well. There might even be a method to make this easier, but I just went with this. Next up, we have this transfer method. The transfer method accepts an amount and another budget category as arguments. So we're going to transfer this amount to this category. So what we have to do is we have to with
Apparently, it's the same thing that I did. If self, if self.check funds amount. Self.withdraw. Oh, he didn't put the description. That's why. And he also did a separate string. I'm still failing this. Three failures. So maybe I should do the same way. Oh, it's because it's self.budget. No. Let's see. Category.name. Yeah, budget.name. That's probably what's wrong. What? The returns are probably right. If so, return true. Now it's return false. So that should be the way that this string is formatted. Probably. Wait. I see what's wrong now. I did it like this. Maybe that's what's wrong. Yeah, his doesn't have it, so let's see. Nice. So now only one failure. Which is the last one.
withdraw from one account and transfer it to another, or we have to withdraw from this category and we have to transfer it to a different category. So the
I
category.
think I'm gonna watch the video from Faraday Academy for this one, for the last string. She probably walked through the process.
Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome to another stream. I am
Not
going to be
subscribed.
continuing building the Python apps. So if you don't know, this is FreeCodeCamp, and they have basically thousands of hours of coding tutorials and projects that you can build on here. And so they came out with the Python curriculum, I think about a year ago. So I'm finally getting around to building the Python apps here. Hey Bassif and Chai, how are you? This is, okay. It has to be 40 characters. I didn't even see that. Oh, 30 characters. A title line of 30 characters where the name of the category is centered and the rest of them are stars. Oh, okay. So it's not a set amount of stars on either side. It's just 30 total characters. So if your category name is longer, there will be fewer stars. All right. Thank you. Yeah, I think on the first challenge, I used some formatters to right align text. Yeah, super helpful. Okay, so I can assume it's 30 characters. That's helpful. And now, just unmuted. Meeting is over. Cool. No, I'm almost done. I think maybe. So basically, I'm trying to print this out in the correct lines and everything. So it needs to be 30 characters. I thought you were here earlier. Oh no, Jason. At the beginning of the stream, I was talking to someone else about starting a meeting. So sorry. So, hey, welcome, Mindstorm. How are you? I guess there's been several people who are in meetings right now, which makes sense. I'm on East Coast time, so it's, you know, kind of work day right now anyway. So let's see. Def Reaper. Let's see. Initial deposit, groceries. Yeah, let me try that. So I guess the greater than or less than are right or left aligned, and I guess it makes sense that the caret would mean centered. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah, self.name, and then do the caret of 30. All right, and then I'm gonna have to do, I think I'll have to do, so here, if I do basically item, so I have item dot description, and I
It's the same way that the other guy did. Yeah.
need to truncate this too. So item dot description, and then I'll also have item dot amount, and I need to right align amount. So I think I will need to find out the length of the description. Unless, can I justify, like, push things to either side? With, I'm sure I can somehow with Python formatting. Yeah, if anyone knows how to do that, let me know. Let's see. Okay, so it'd basically be something like that, but not exactly. And then I need to do the total. So at the end, I would need to do s plus equals total, or yeah, some kind of total amount here. So this would be total, and then some kind of an amount. I'll leave it like that for now. I could go ahead and have an accumulator variable here since I'm already looping. And then I could do here, so I could do ACC plus equals whatever the item dot amount is. Yeah. Zfill fills with zeros though. So I don't actually want zeros. I mean, I might have to use zfill maybe for just for the amounts, you know, if the float doesn't have the two, because the float might not have 2 characters there. So I'll use zfill for that. So I guess I could use that on the item.amount if it's less than. Oh, an override character. So a space. But item.description food.amount. 30 minus length item.description. Oh, that makes sense. And that will right align. Yeah, so I don't need to touch item.description because that's already left aligned. And then if I do the greater than, yeah, because it points to the right. Python is just so intuitive in a lot of ways. And then I can do, yeah, 30 minus the length and take the length of self.description. No, not self.description, item.description. Yeah. Okay. Let me just try printing this out and see what happens. Okay. Oh yeah, I need to call the string. Okay, let me, I guess I'll comment these out and then print string. Oh no, I'm already printing. Oh, let me just return then. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. So yeah, let me return s. Return s. Now I can call the string method. So yeah, the string method of, yeah, I guess just food of the instance. Okay, so dict object has no attribute description. Oh, right. Yeah, I'm not treating it as a dictionary basically. So let me fix this. Yeah. So, oops. And there we go. Oh wait, this also needs to be in quotes. Oh, undo, double quotes. And then the amount, I need that to be in quotes as well. Okay, I think that's right. Invalid syntax. Why is that invalid syntax? Oh! No, wait, that should be right. Yeah, single quotes also works. I'm just trying to use double quotes. So, why is this invalid syntax? Let me see. It just says invalid syntax. There's no other helper there. Oh, it already has an opening double quote. Okay, well, let me... should I escape it? No, I'll just... Yeah, let me use single quotes here. Never mind. There we go. Alright, there we go. Thank you. Let me try this. Dict has no attribute amount.
Wow.
How does it not have
What
amount?
a
Oh, here. I'm doing it again.
large
Alright,
sum.
so let me try this.
Matchy.
Yay! This works perfectly.
Something. Thanks
Well,
for the
except they're not
follow.
floats, but, you know. And then the total isn't calculated. And then I also print...
Sorry, just
Okay.
saw your
So you
message
just
there.
print it instead of calling the string method.
I'm watching a video on Free Code Camp. For some reason, the OBS is not showing the messages. So I have to see it on Twitch. I'm doing the budget app challenge and watching the video.
Right.
How she did it.
And then I also need to create the spend chart. So I guess I need to finish this printing method. And then I need to do the spend chart. You all are doing well. I'm happy to be back from break. And this is the app that I was actually working on 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to post a link. It's a free code camp Python challenge. And oops. There we go. So
Yeah, I'm learning Python now. From Free Code Camp. Just beginning.
it's a
Don't
budget app.
know
It's
much.
basically like working on classes and inheritance and that kind of stuff. But if you go into the free code camp challenge page that I just posted, you can see there's a link to the challenge starter that you can just start working on in the browser. And so I have it here so far. This is what we were working on last stream. But from the README, so I got most of these things done, but then there's the output and all the printing. So I still need to work on this, printing out all the deposits and basically all the transactions, how money is coming into and out of the account. And then I need to figure out how to basically display all the percentages by category. and I have no idea how I'm going to do that yet. And I think that's it. So I should be able to finish that in not too much time. If I go off screen at any time for a minute, it's because I have allergies. So, let's see. Okay, let's start with this one. And right now, so I have this class.
I think I'm just gonna skip to the part that she does the other string,
Range.
and then we're gonna see if it passes from with what I have already. If it doesn't pass, then I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the previous one. JavaScript is easier to learn than Python to get started. Yeah, I already did the. Let me show you. I'm kind of beginning, but at the same time, I'm not. I did this one, responsive web design, JavaScript, front end, data visualization, backend, and API, quality assurance. I think this one I didn't do the projects, but the other ones I did. And now I'm on this section here. And then I'm not sure if I'm gonna go back and finish the projects for this one or keep going. I'm probably gonna keep going because Python seemed more interesting to me than JavaScript and the front end stuff. Then later on, hopefully, learn C or C++ to really understand how the machine talks, the lower level languages. Is this a lot or? It says 300 hours, but honestly, it's not. It's way less if you actually do it. And I didn't do it all the way by myself. I got a lot of help along the way also. So, like, watch a lot of videos and stuff. So yeah. But I don't consider myself experienced or anything like that. I'm just beginning, just on the beginning. And everybody says, from what I heard so far, that the hardest part is when you finish the free code camp stuff and then you try to do things on your own because there are less resources online to help you. I can show you. It's kind of, the Python part is just videos, but the previous ones are really good. It's like challenges, small challenges. You have something here, then you have to do it. Then by the end of it, you have like 5 projects for each section that you have to complete. And once you're done, you can get the certification, which I'm not sure if it's worth much or not. You never seen Free Code Camp? It's really popular, I think.
So it would be 100.
Yeah, it's really good.
To
I recommend it.
0, and then decrement by -10. Let's see if that works. Let me just print out the numbers.
How long have you been coding?
So print n, and let me call this function. So let me comment the other print statements out, and then just call the function at the bottom here. So I guess I don't have to print because I'm already printing. So let me, I'll just put an empty list for categories. So let me see, create spend chart. I'm not doing anything with S. Let me try running this. So Python budget. Okay. Yeah, that works. I guess I should put -1 here because it's not inclusive. So yeah, that'll print it down to 0. Okay. So I have those printing out. I guess I could do an F string here and print out n and then space and pipe. Is there a space here? Actually, there's no space. Okay. There's just the number and then a pipe symbol. Oh, let me close the F string. Okay. So I'll basically need to build this onto the string I already have though. So I'm gonna have to do this s plus equals n, and then for right now I can just put a new line for each row. So let me print s here and just test what it is so far. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, looks exactly right.
Just doing the same
Oh, I
thing I was
see, okay.
thinking about.
I thought it looked weird. So actually these are aligned. The pipe symbols are aligned all the way down. So I do need to, I guess, right align these based off of the length, like 100. Well, it will always be, like these will always have padding left of 1 and 0 will always have padding left of 2 because it's only one character. So let me try this. I think, so I'm using the string manipulation inside the F string here. So this is actually right aligning. This symbol is being used to right align things. So let's see. I feel like I need a nested brackets in here. Because if I'm going to right align, then this has to be inside. Yeah, so let me do this. And then the pipe symbol. And I already know how many characters it is, so I think I can just do 4. Because it's never going to be a different number of characters. The longest one, 100, will always be 4 characters with a pipe. Okay. So let me... yeah, so I think that will work, but I think this needs to be... does this need to be in a nested F string? I think I need to put F there. Let me just see if this runs. Yeah, it doesn't run. Okay, so I need to put another nested F string in here. Yeah, invalid syntax. I wonder if I can put single quotes? Let's see if that works. It's still saying it's invalid. Oh, because it's looking for a variable here. That's why. I thought I could nest F strings. Maybe I just don't remember how to do it here. Or maybe, no, I can do this, I think. Wait, with single quotes. Can I do that? Let's see. Let me clear this again. No, because this is still parsing it in here. What if I did a plus sign? Because then I'm just appending. Oh no, this is a number, so I might have to stringify that in order to add it. Okay, let's see. Does anyone have any ideas? Okay, well that worked anyway, so. Alright, so these are all lined up correctly. Now I just need to add, where is it? Oh, in Markdown. I need to add these based off the percentages. So I basically need to, I'll need the total, and then I'll need the percentage from each category. And then I can fill them in with these O's. So how do I, so it's passing in categories, but that has to be the ledger, right? Because I need to know the total from each category. Let me see what the test does. Here it is. This is the test. 1 second. Sorry, my allergies are acting up. All right, so I have
Damn,
this
like
test, and then
half the time just for the
create spend chart.
final part.
Oh, so it's passing in the instance dot and then dot category name. Okay, as a list, all the categories on the instance. Interesting. Okay. So basically, let's see what I have here. I have food, entertainment. Yeah, so I guess I pass in a list of the categories. So like here I would do food and hey Junk Time Lord, how are you? All right. So yeah, this is, well, it's just a Python projects. So I'm about halfway through. So I still have a bunch more to do. It's probably like 4 more streams or something. All right. So food and entertainment. Yeah, so I'm passing in these categories as a list when I call the function. And let me just, let me print out categories here. Print categories. And just see what I'm doing. Oh, you're doing a presentation at PyCon. That's amazing. What are you going to do? Or what's your topic? Let's see. Total. Okay, so these are just the print statements from that wrapper function. It's called Path to Pythonic. Nice. I think I'm gonna pull it up actually. Is this your first time giving a PyCon talk? I mean, I've never given a PyCon talk. Nice. Oh, that's your actual presentation. Cool. All right, well, I'm not gonna pull it up now in case it crashes my browser. But yeah, I'll definitely try to attend your talk. Cool. So what was I doing? I lost track of what I was doing. Oh yeah, I need to find out the category and percentages. So basically, when I pass in food and entertainment, I should get, let's see. These are instances of category. So I should be able to,
Safe shit.
let's see. So what was I doing? I lost track of what I was doing. Oh yeah, I need to find out the category and percentages. So basically, when I pass in food and entertainment, I should get, let's see.
You use the total value here as well. Not sure why. Oh, maybe the way that I did the value there, I could just do this instead of assigning each one. But when I tried, it seemed that it wasn't working. Maybe I was doing something wrong. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's the only difference. Yeah.
These are instances of category. So I should be able to, I can get balance, self.total, can withdraw. So how do I get the total? I guess I have access to the ledger then for each category. And that's how I'm gonna have to figure out the total. So I think I can do, so let's just take the first category, which I'm passing in.
Yeah, Visual Studio is one of the best. I used Visual Studio for some time, and I also use PyCharm for Python. I think PyCharm for Python is better, at least so far. But VS Code, I think, is the best.
Ledger. Let's see what that does.
Or more
Oh,
beginner
stream is
friendly,
attribute ledger.
probably.
Okay. So if I'm, this is an instance here. My deposit transfer. So here. Oh, this is, I'm doing a string. What I meant to do is categories. That's why. Cool. Yeah, so the amounts. So I can total the amounts. I guess that's what I should do for each category. Is, okay, so I need the total for each category. And then, or I guess just the total spent. So let me just write this. So I need to figure out the total of withdrawals.
No worries, man. Or woman. I don't know. Maddie seems to be both woman and man name. Are you a guy or a girl? I think it's more likely that you're a guy, but just because it's programming. But I've seen a lot of women actually, more than I expected. Sure, at least streaming and making videos,
So I need to find out the total of every
that kind
withdrawal
of
that I've
stuff.
made for each category. So I need to loop through the categories. So I'll have to do for cat in category. And then I also need a running total. So I need something like the absolute total,
Yeah. Okay, man.
and then just the category total. And then from those, I can figure out the percentage. So,
Oh,
so if I'm
okay.
looping through, this has to be a nested loop because I need to loop through
Cool. Good for you, man. If you're learning now, it's very good.
the categories, but then I need to loop through the
I
transactions
wish I had started on your age.
in each category. Or I guess, yeah, because the ledger, I'll just append the amount, wait for withdraw, the amount and description. Did I spend the most money? Yeah, because this is just the spending, so the negative numbers don't matter, but I guess I can use that to check though. Oh, pass here. So if the number is less than 0, I know it's a withdrawal, and those are the only numbers that I want. And I can always fix this later. So for item, because category should be a list, I think. Let's see. For item in category, let me pass this too. Okay, let me print this out again. Oh, for cat in categories. That's right. Okay. Python budget. Category is not iterable. Oh, I think I need to do dot ledger. Yeah. That should be iterable. Yeah, okay. And then I need to do the amount. So if, does anyone else get what I'm doing? Okay, so now I need to check the item because each item is basically this dictionary. So I can check if the item amount is less than 0. It must have been a withdrawal. And if it was, then I want to increment the total and also ledger is just a list that I'm appending. So in this function here, when I'm creating the category or the budget for the category, then let's see, I'm appending to that ledger. So I append objects to the ledger every time I deposit or withdraw money. So in this function down here, I'm basically, and you can see in the test how this works out, but I'm basically passing in all those categories that are instances of that class. And then each category has a ledger attached to it. So I'm using that ledger to loop through and get all of the totals. So let's see if, okay, so if the amount,
I think I'm gonna open mine on the other screen and write the stuff that she has so far. I think this stuff here that she did, I did it on the get withdraws function from the last video. And range. X plus equals F. String and plus. I'm probably gonna have to study as well more string formatting. Maybe look up some exercises. Yeah, I think that's it.
I have to reuse this a couple times, so let me just store it in a variable. So amount equals that. Now total plus equals amount. And then, so this is the grand total that I need to calculate the percentage, but I also need the category total. So I'll have to make a new variable inside the loop that will be the category total. And then here I'll also need to do the category. And I guess maybe I don't know, let me just finish it and see what happens. So the category total, and this also needs the amount on it. And then I should build a new dictionary maybe. But then I don't know if I need to get the total because I'll have all the totals in the dictionary. But I can, let me just say cats, which will be a list. And all I want in this list is basically, there should be an object, I guess, a dictionary. The keys can be the names of the category, and then the values would be with the withdraw totals. So this is, cat total is the total for the category, and the total is the total of all categories, basically. So, okay, so if it's a withdrawal, then, and I guess I could, I think that's fine. And then, what do I do once I find out the total? I don't need pass anymore. Let's see. Yeah, total amount, total. So once I find out the total, oh yeah, I need to use this. So I guess I can put key value pairs. So for category, so I want to do it down here. And then cat, oh cats. And I need the name of the category. Where do I find out the name? Oh, I guess I can just use cat. I think I have, yeah, the name. Okay. So I can use cat.name equals the category total. So let me just try printing that. Print cats. See what happens. Okay. And Python budget. Oops. Okay, this is good. I do want the absolute values, I guess, at some point. I don't know if I'm going to do that before or after. I can do it here. So I could just take the absolute value here. Then I have to do it for total too. Total, then I'll be subtracting, so I can do it for total later. I might not even have to do the total. I could just do that inline later. That adds another loop, I think. Okay, so now that I have the category totals, I feel like I need some caffeine or something. Okay, I have the categories, the category totals. I need to plug them into this loop, which is my string. Oops. So, I need to, I guess, figure out the percentages. I don't have the percentages yet, which is, I don't know. Should I loop through the categories again? It seems like a waste. But I also can't do it inside this loop here. And I do have the total amount. So what I should do here actually is total equals absolute value of total. And then, so all my totals should be correct. Should I store it in the cat object? I already have it available here, and it's available anywhere I want it. I don't need it inside this loop here. And then I'll have to remove it when because I'm going to be looping through the cat dictionary later. So I guess I'm just going to create another loop because why not? And I need to, I guess, figure out the percentages. So I would have to do again for cat in, this time in cats. Why am I drawing a blank here? So I basically need the index and the, which would be value in, let me see. Is it, can I do that? Let me print this, I don't know, and see. Okay. Yeah. No, what's the Python keyword? I can't even remember right now for some reason. Enumerate, right? Enumerate. Is that it? I guess I could use the helper. Enumerate. Iterable returns. Yeah. Okay, that should work. Let me see if that works. Yes, okay. Food 0, food 1, entertainment. Yeah, because these are just the indexes and the values. But I thought though that, well, I guess, so here if I did cats value, that would give me, yeah, so I have to put it back in here. That's fine. Then I actually don't need the index here. I don't need the index, right? Yeah, I don't. Okay. So I guess I don't need enumerate at all. So let's see. Let me make sure that works. Okay. Yeah, that works just fine. So I have, let me just call it key because it's the key that I'm getting there. So print cats key. All right. And now I need to, I guess I could replace the value with the percentage. So total, yeah, is 100%. So if I get the percentage, and then I need to round somehow to an even 10. I feel like I'm getting lost in my thoughts right now. So for key and cat, so I need to divide, basically, because I'll get this value here. And actually, this isn't the best way. I want to get the key value here. How do I do that? I know there's a way to do that in Python, but I'm drawing a blank right now. So Python unpack object key value in loop. Okay, object dot items. All right. There. Let's try that. Let me print out the key value one more time. Make sure I didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. All right, so now I need to figure out the percentages, and that's really what I want here. So I can, let's see, I'll take the value divided by the total, and then times that by 100, right, to get the percentage. Is that correct? Okay, I think that's correct. And I'm actually, now I don't need the category total anymore, so I'll just overwrite it with the percentage now. So let's see, percentage, and then I'm going to leave the variable name to make it explicit what I'm doing here. But I can, let's see, cats key, and then overwrite it with, yeah, with the percent.
I'm gonna have to think how do I access the total value from the withdraw function. I think I'm gonna do the same loop as Sir, but I'm gonna call the function instead for each one. Oh, that's what the function returns. Type the loop that you did. It goes above the range thing. Is it self.categories? It's categories. No, that's the problem. What is item? Items. So categories is a list with each class, each object of the class, with each category. So category keys is gonna be the class of each thing. So if I want the total, I can make total amount equals the total amount for each thing. It's gonna be the sum. The categories, key. This is gonna give me the object. It's gonna be food, for example. Dot get underline withdraws. This is gonna return me the value. Maybe I can make equal to total as well. And maybe I can make plus equal. That way it accumulates every time. Apparently it doesn't work. Maybe if I do it here. Oh no, that way it's gonna duplicate the first amount. So I think the other way would be to push this into a list here and then add the values for the list. I'm trying to think about a better way to do this. Oh yeah, I can make just value. Don't need to reach for the index. Because value is already foods. So how do I make the sum of them? I Yeah, I can't think about a way other than pushing them to a list and then looping through the list and adding the values. Maybe there's a better way.
All right. Why is this? Okay. That should be correct. Value.
I think I'm gonna search for a map because I saw that on the previous challenges. And I'm not sure if it's similar to JavaScript or not. I'm gonna watch this.
Hey guys.
First, I'm gonna see what she
This will
does.
be a number already. It has to be. I think that's correct. And now I have the percentage. So
Hey man,
I
what's
can
up?
check in the loop, basically. Let me first make sure this doesn't error somewhere. Okay. So now I can check in the loop. Let's see. Basically, I need to... How am I going to do this? Because basically, I need to take... As the percentages go down, I need to check the categories. And if any category matches that percentage mark, then I need to print them out. Let me print out the cats now that they're percentages and not just the numbers.
Yes, I do. Do you wanna add me there? I'm not sure how I feel about adding people. I think for now it's probably fine, but maybe later on it's gonna be a problem. Send me your Discord in the chat.
Why didn't print?
Maybe let me see if I can message you. I don't want to send it in the chat. I will add you later
There
now.
we go. So food, 100%, entertainment, 0%. Yeah, that might be correct. Yeah, that's all I'm doing here. Because I don't have any withdrawals, so I didn't spend any money from entertainment. So how am I going to check this? I can't even think. of how I might check this. So let's see, I could, so I need to check if any value in the cat's object is greater than n. So yeah, I guess I'm going to have to just do a loop inside of here. So let's see if, no, I have to do for cat in cats. I don't need the names. So or I can do, I guess,
Yes, I do.
in cats.items.
I'm Brazilian.
Or no, there's cats.values, right? Can I do that? I think I can. Okay, so for val and cats.values, I need to check if val is greater than n. Then I do, let's see. Well, I guess this, so I don't need the new line here. This needs to be first before I append the O's per category.
Are you Brazilian too?
Let me open it up here. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to do here. So I need to append a space and then an O. Or wait, is it 2 spaces? Oh, I guess it's 1 space for the first one and then 2 spaces for each other O. All right.
Nice.
So, oops, need to get back to my budget.
I'd like
So
to
here I
visit
have
there
this.
one day.
So before I loop through the categories, I need to already have the percentage with the pipe, which I have here. Now I can loop through the categories.
Spanish?
And if the value is greater than n, then I'll do string plus equals. And then,
It's the only language I know that's similar to Portuguese.
and then at the
Cool.
end of this whole thing, I need to do a new line. So I'll do string plus equals the new line character. All right, let me just try that and see where I'm at. Yes. Okay, I need greater than or equal to, because food is 100%, but it's only coming up to 90 because it's exactly 100%. So let me print that again. Yep, and that's good. 0 though. Yeah, I guess I do 0 for each category. All right, that's good. And then, let's see. Yeah, so that's equals. Okay, I can add an extra space if I need it later. Then what goes at the bottom? It's basically just dashes that covers every single space right of the pipe. Okay.
This is really hard. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to finish this today.
Let's see. So every single space, how am I going to calculate the number? I guess I could just get the number of categories.
I have to see also
Multiply that by the number of
what
spaces.
values and
I guess.
items is.
So I have access to categories. So what if I did, do I have to do this? Is that correct? Let me see. Can I take the length? I guess I can take the length of the values here. I should be able to. Let's do Python. Yeah, so that's fine. I can't use lowercase l. Use uppercase L. Okay, so the length of the category. I have so many single character variable names here. So this is working, and then I basically want to figure out the dashes here based off the length. So I'm going to do string plus equals, and then do this. It will end in a new line, but I need to figure out the number of dashes. So I basically need to take a length and then multiply it by this character. So let's see if that works. Yes, but this character, okay, this is length times 2. This isn't going to work exactly, but oh well, it's a start. Okay. Yes, that's better. And now I need to indent by 4 spaces. Can I? Let's see if that works. Yeah, that works. All right. It's not exactly right, but it's pretty close. Because actually the second line, I probably need 1 more space there because it shows that in the README, but we'll see. Okay, and then the last piece to get this pretty much working is that I need to vertically.
Okay, understood what she did here. She's looping through. If all bigger or equals then. Let's just see what's n for her as well. No, n is up here. Yeah, so if the value is bigger than this number, you put it all. So it's looping through until it reaches a value that's not bigger than. one of these values here. I still don't understand what cat's value is. And I was thinking about the way to do the percentage here. Yeah, she did it different because she did the total inside of the function, and I'm doing on the class. So I think I'm gonna have to make the list. Then instead of making this, I append here. So apparently I can't do that. Oh, it's the other way around. Hmm. Total is dot append. Yeah, now it works. So I'm gonna append each one to this list, then yeah, and this is hopefully the total here of each withdraw. So I think I'm gonna search what is if there is reduce for Python as well, because I think I'm not sure there was a function for JavaScript to sum all the values of a list that I don't remember really well. Yeah, the percentage is the value of each one divided by total times 100. So percentage is gonna be I think I'm gonna search this. It's better.
Guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's video, this is the third video in our intermediate Python tutorials, and I'm going to be going over the map function. So pretty much the map function is an extremely useful tool that allows us to, well, apply a function to a list and then create a new list with those new values.
I think I can use Python tutor for this as well. Oh, in range has to be a number. Let's see. Oh, there's a function. Is the value? Oh, that's the problem. I'm gonna get the value. And this apparently is wrong as well. Yeah, that's correct. It's gonna be category.name. Cats key equals percent. Oh, I see what she did there. She made each the key is the index. So for each index there is a different percentage. I can make the loop again as well. The same loop, but then I take the value. Yeah, then I put some. Well, actually, that should be after this loop here. And then I do the same thing that she did. I'm gonna have to go back and see what cats, because I don't understand this cat's dot value percent equals val divided by someone times 100. I
Print.
think I'm gonna go back.
Okay, object dot items. The category totals. I feel like I need some.
So cats is an empty object that she made. And then she's going through the loop. So cat is each value inside the loop. Is each object, each instance of the class.
Caffeine or something. Okay, I have the categories, the category totals. I need to plug them into this loop, which is my string. Oops. So, I need to.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna stop here today. I'm already tired. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish this. I know that it's gonna pass anyway. And I might just copy what the guy did. Or I might just watch what she did off stream. Then try to understand how to replicate on my stuff. But yeah, I think I might come back today to see some videos. These videos about Python. This guy seems really good at teaching. I liked his style. So yeah, I'm gonna end the stream and then I'm probably gonna come back later to watch these videos. See ya.